We're going live, we're live, we're live. What's going on, everyone? We want to talk about impact and really like what that means to you and what you're really out for, right? I think so often we can get stuck in the day to day and I got to get clients and how do I get this done and put this together when it's really like, let's just take a step back and take a look at the big vision. You know, we've been talking this thing of $1 million impact, but what does that even mean?
Yeah, and what kind of impact are you out to make? Not like in some weird future time, but like now. What kind of impact are you wanting to start making now, right? And what is $1 million impact? So give us your impact goals. Like, what are you out to make, like impact wise now? And then we'll talk about what we see $1 million impact is, and it's a couple of different ways, right? So there's $1 million impact where you build a huge audience, right? And this is the thing: you don't have to make $1 million to make $1 million worth of impact. Does everybody get that? I just want to make sure everybody's super clear on, like, you don't have to make $1 million. You are going to have to make much more than $1 million worth of impact to make $1 million. Just so you know. And I know that seems like a lot of work, and you're like, oh, it seems so much work to make $1 million worth of impact.
Or even that, or it's like, $1 million. I'm not in it for the money.
I'm not in it for the money.
Right? Like, that's not what this is about, is to make $1 million for me. That's not why I'm a coach, right? And totally get it. And so when we say $1 million impact, it's like, what's the value of impact that you're out and like putting out there?
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways really impact can look, right? There's deep impact where you're working with clients, right? And you're making a deep impact on their life. You're creating transformation in their life. And that could be wildly more valuable than, like, obviously, like, right? Like, there's people that watch our trainings and there's, like, we've had views. What's a video that you've had with the most views ever?
Most views ever is how to reprogram your subconscious mind for success.
How many views?
I think I was just looking, actually, there's like 29,000.
29,000. Okay. So 29,000 people have been impacted by Holly's video on reprogramming your subconscious mind for success, right? So those are, like, how much do they value that? Right? Maybe $10. Would you say that the video is worth $10?
I don't know. If they actually do it, their whole freaking life will transform. That shit is priceless.
So it could be way more, right? So, but this is the thing. Say, like, average, because there are some people on there that didn't even pay attention. They didn't do whatever. So let's just talk an average of those 29,000 people. $10 a person, right, on that view of a video. Now you multiply that by $10, 29,000. So that's math. 290. Yeah, so add two. So 290,000. Now with some other videos maybe that you've had that have had like a huge impact or a bunch of views. Anything else?
Yeah, another one that I had was how to create your social media graphics without being a graphic designer.
Oh, okay, that's great. So how many views was on that one?
That was like 59,000.
Ooh, 59,000. So let's look at that. So 59,000. Do you think that was worth $10 to people?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, cool. So that's like $590,000 worth of impact, right? And people. So this is the. So if it's worth $10, you multiply each of those. Think of how much impact that Holly just from those two videos has made, right? Now, there's that way. And you've built an audience through those videos. They were able to build an audience and do some stuff, right? And so that's what one way of really making an impact in the world is really by building this audience and building these people that you're giving small amounts of value on a regular basis. You're building this value, and they're there to
for years.
For years,
I've had, and not maybe. Well, I have the actual. I have an intimate audience. There's the one way of building really big. Maybe I'm jumping ahead, but it's like having this big, huge audience, or building building this intimate audience that is engaged. It's like, oh, Holly posted a story. What's she posting today? Or, it's being that for your audience.
They know exactly how to curl their hair with leggings.
I mean,
so there's that. Then there's the clients, right? So how much, let's say this, we usually go by a 10 times multiple of a program, right? So we say that we're out to build when we work with clients to build their programs, we're saying that your program is going to be worth impact wise 10 times the amount of what you would charge for it. So if you're charging $1,000 for a program, in somebody's life, it's probably going to make $10,000 worth of impact for that person and make that much transformation in their life. So if we go that route, we help you create a program for $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, and you multiply that by 10, now how many people do you really need to work with to make $1 million worth of impact, right? So if it's $10,000 worth of value in your program, that's 100 people that you need to work with to create $1 million worth of impact. So the cool thing around this math, right, like all this stuff that we're doing here, is that we have a training called the $1 Million Impact Training. It's going to be a 3-day event, and we're going to break down 3 different things. One is how to build this hyper engaged audience that you can that you could create this huge impact with. And the cool thing is now not just to build the audience, and that's cool at $10 here for them impact wise, and you're doing that, but you're also using that audience to attract the clients that are ready to go deeper and make a deep impact with them, where you can then give $10,000 worth of impact to those people, and how to enroll high-paying, consistently enroll high-paying solo clients on a regular basis. And that's the second part of the training. Anything you got?
Yeah, so just as you're talking, I'm just kind of formulating and discovering, a lot of times, a lot of people, when they hear money and dollars, they're like, oh no, this is about impact. But money and dollars are actually great measurements for the impact. And so as you're tying this out into like the numbers and the formula, it's like you're taking the thing with impact and transformation in people's lives is that it's so hard to measure. If you're out for impact and you want to impact millions of people, you'll never know how much what a difference you really make to other people, and it's really not your responsibility to know.
Yeah.
Right? And so when we can look at dollars as the measurement and kind of equate the value of the impact that we're putting out there in the world, it gives us a sense of like a scorecard of if we're winning, if we're succeeding, and what we're really out to. And it brings, even more value besides just the money and just tying it all together. So that's just what came up to me as you were talking, and how it's really bridging and using the money as a scorecard of the impact that we're out there making. And so I'm excited for this event. We're really putting together something really unique. We're going to be putting in visualization, some breath work, moving through somatic, right? Because it's not just giving you information. It's not just giving you a strategy of here's how you're going to go make $1 million impact, right? It's you and your being and how you be that is going to go out there and show up powerfully to really create this impact that you're out for in the world. And that's going to take more than just strategy. It's going to take alignment. It's going to take rewiring the subconscious and your nervous system and going out there and really stepping into this highest version of yourself and who you're truly out here to be. So that's what this event is all about. So if you haven't registered yet, go register now, because it's really going to be something powerful that is going to make the biggest difference, not just next year and Happy New Year, blah, blah, but now, and the difference you're out to make now. Because I tell you what, the holidays are one of the most stressful times for people, and people have things going on that you don't even know about, right? So go out there and make the difference now. Go ahead and register. I can't wait to see you guys there. We always like to give assignments. So The assignment is
this. So it's going to take courageous. You're to make $1 million worth of impact. There's going to need some courage involved. And so what we want to do is share what kind of impact you're going to start making now. In that might be doing some posts. It might be starting to take on more clients and really reach out and see how you can support people through the holidays. But in Coaches for Transformation, we're going to give you guys permission. We never do this. Only when we do events. For however many months, it's like no lives, no promoting, no whatever. We're going to give you free reign to share what kind of impact you're going to make now during the holidays. So go do a Facebook Live in Coaches for Transformation and share the impact you're out for now, the impact that you're going to support people with through the holidays, and go share that now in Coaches for Transformation Collective. If you're not in that group yet, go join the group. I also, if you haven't registered yet, you can look around for an event or whatever, or reach out and get the link for the $1 Million Impact Training, or drop a link below and we'll reach out and make sure you have that. Have an amazing day, and if we don't see you until next week, have an amazing weekend. Bye.